Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a struggle? Something unexpected, something you didn't choose, something that just showed up at your doorstep? We've all been there, facing battles we didn't anticipate. One moment, life seems stable, and the next it's a storm, and you're left standing there trying to figure out what to do next. It could be anything: a personal loss, a health scare, a financial crisis, or the end of a relationship. Life sometimes throws challenges at us that feel unfair, and in those moments, it can be hard to see the way forward. You didn't ask for it, you didn't expect it, and now you're left holding the weight of it all. So what do you do when life hands you a battle that isn't of your making? What do you do when you feel overwhelmed, lost, or defeated by circumstances beyond your control? First, recognize that this moment doesn't define you. The battle might have chosen you, but it doesn't get to choose your response. You get to decide how you face it. Sure, it's easier to feel hopeless when everything is falling apart, to succumb to fear or doubt. It's natural to feel lost, angry, or frustrated. But the real strength lies in how you respond when life gets hard. Strength isn't measured by how easy life is. It's measured by how you rise when life challenges you. The world may throw at you things you never wanted, but how you choose to show up in that moment will shape your future. And yes, it might feel like the hardest thing you've ever done, but it's worth fighting for. Every day you choose to stand up, even when it's difficult, you are winning. You are telling life that it doesn't get to take away your peace or your power. And here's the key: when life feels tough, it's not about the circumstances, it's about your mindset. Pain, hardship, and setbacks are part of the journey, but they don't last forever. What lasts is how you react. You can choose to let the battle defeat you, or you can choose to dig deep, tap into your inner strength, and push through. Sometimes the fight isn't about defeating the world around you. It's about conquering the battle inside of you. Your thoughts, your fears, your doubts, they're what make the battle seem impossible. But when you refuse to let them control you, when you stand firm in your belief that you will make it through, you've already taken the first step toward victory. When things get hard, remember that you have everything you need inside of you to rise above it. Strength isn't something that's always visible, it's something that grows from within. You don't need to see the whole path ahead of you. All you need to do is keep walking, one step at a time, and trust that each step will take you closer to healing, to growth, and to the other side of the pain. Life will have its storms, but you are not a prisoner to them. You don't have to be held captive by fear, frustration, or regret. You have the power to move through the pain and come out stronger on the other side. Remember, no matter what is going on around you, it's what's happening inside of you that truly counts. When life becomes tough, it can feel like there's no way out. The weight of your struggles might seem unbearable. You might feel like the challenges are stacking up against you, and you're running out of strength. It's easy to let the waves of hardship overwhelm you, to surrender to the despair that often comes with uncertainty. But here's a crucial truth: your struggles are not the end of your story, they're part of your journey. The key to pushing through these hard times lies not in avoiding the pain, but in how you choose to face it. The battle you're in right now may not have been your choice, but how you respond to it is entirely up to you. You see, even in the darkest moments, there's always a choice. You can choose to let the hardship defeat you, or you can choose to rise above it, to stand tall, and to keep moving forward. Even when every part of you wants to stop, that doesn't mean you ignore your pain, or pretend everything is okay. It means that in spite of everything, you decide that you are not going to give in to defeat. The choice to keep going, to hold your head high when it feels like the world is crashing down, is a powerful one. The strength you need to face these difficult times isn't something that comes from your circumstances, it comes from within. You already have the tools to rise up. It's just a matter of making the choice to use them. Choosing to fight in the midst of struggle doesn't mean that you won't have moments of doubt. It doesn't mean that you won't feel tired or discouraged. What it means is that you commit to showing up, no matter how hard it gets. You commit to holding on to your faith, your hope, and your belief that there's something better on the other side of this storm. Yes, there will be days when you feel like giving up, but those are the moments that matter the most. It's when you feel like you can't go on any longer that you have the chance to discover the depths of your strength. And when you choose to keep going, even when it seems impossible, you will find a power within you that you never knew existed. It's also important to remember that your struggle doesn't define you. The hardships you're facing right now don't have to be the story that you tell yourself. Your current circumstances are just that, circumstances. They do not dictate who you are or what you're capable of. When you allow yourself to become consumed by negative thoughts and feelings, it's easy to start believing that your struggles are permanent, but they're not. Everything in life, even pain, is temporary. What's permanent is the resilience you build, the wisdom you gain, and the person you become as a result of overcoming these challenges. So when you're facing a battle, don't let it become your identity. Understand that you are so much more than the struggle you're experiencing. You are capable, resilient, and worthy of the peace and joy that lie ahead. Your thoughts, words, and actions have an incredible power to shape your reality. It's easy to get caught up in the negativity that surrounds us during tough times, but you don't have to be a prisoner to it. You can break free by changing the story you're telling yourself. Stop saying "I can't do this," or "I'll never make it." Start saying "I am strong, I can handle this, I will rise above it." The way you speak to yourself is a reflection of how you believe in yourself. Speak life over your situation. Speak strength, hope, and perseverance. The more you focus on the positive aspects of your journey, the more you will attract solutions, encouragement, and the strength to continue pushing forward. Your words matter, and they have the power to guide you through the toughest of times. Lastly, understand that you are not alone. Everyone, no matter how strong they seem on the outside, faces their own battles. There is power in knowing that others have walked similar paths and come out the other side stronger. Reach out for support when you need it, and be willing to offer it to others in return. Strength doesn't just come from within. It comes from the connections we make with others who understand what we're going through. Lean on your community, your loved ones, or even mentors who can help guide you through the difficult moments. Together we are stronger, and together we can overcome anything life throws our way. Resilience is not just a buzzword, it's a vital characteristic that every person who has ever overcome hardship possesses. It's the ability to bounce back after life knocks you down, to keep going even when the road seems too long and too tough. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about learning how to navigate it with strength and perseverance. The storms that hit us, the challenges that arise out of nowhere, these things test us, but they don't define us. How we respond to them, how we adapt, and how we carry on despite the difficulties is what shapes us into resilient individuals. Mental toughness is a huge part of resilience. It's about training your mind to stay focused on what matters, regardless of what's happening around you. When you encounter a tough situation, it's easy to let your emotions take control. You might feel overwhelmed, angry, or defeated, but mental toughness teaches you to take a step back and gain control over your emotions. It's about developing the ability to stay calm in the face of chaos, to think clearly even when you're stressed, and to make decisions based on your values, not your immediate emotional response. The more you practice mental toughness, the more you build the strength to face whatever comes your way. When you're in the midst of a battle, mental toughness can make the difference between giving up and pushing through. It's not about being unfeeling or robotic, it's about developing the strength to acknowledge your emotions, but not be consumed by them. It's about realizing that your emotions are temporary and that you have the power to choose how you react to them. The process of cultivating mental toughness involves recognizing that pain, difficulty, and discomfort are all part of the journey. You might not be able to control the challenges that come into your life, but you can control how you face them, and that's where your power lies. Resilience is also about perspective. It's easy to get trapped in a mindset where you see everything through a lens of negativity. When you're struggling, it might feel like the whole world is falling apart. But resilience teaches you to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, try to focus on what's going right. Even in the darkest times, there are lessons to be learned, and there is room for growth. Every obstacle, every setback, holds the potential to teach you something valuable, whether it's about yourself, your situation, or the world around you. The more you learn to find meaning in your struggles, the stronger and more resilient you'll become. Think of every difficult situation as an opportunity to build your resilience. The pain you're experiencing right now is not something that's going to last forever, but the strength and resilience you build as a result of this challenge will stay with you. It will shape the way you approach future difficulties and help you tackle them with greater confidence and strength. Every time you face a battle and decide not to quit, you add to your internal resilience. It's like a muscle that gets stronger with every workout. The more you face adversity, the more resilient you become. Resilience also teaches us the importance of adaptability. Life doesn't always go as planned, and there will be moments when things take unexpected turns. The people who are truly resilient are the ones who can adapt to change, who can pivot when necessary, and who can find new paths when the old ones are no longer viable. If you're facing a challenge right now, it might be an opportunity to rethink your approach, to find new solutions, and to grow in ways you never anticipated. Being adaptable doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're strong enough to change your strategy when needed. Another key to resilience is patience. We live in a world that values instant results and quick fixes. But resilience requires us to slow down and trust the process. When you're facing a challenge, it's easy to want an immediate solution, but some problems take time to solve. Patience allows you to stay steady in the face of adversity, to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. The more patient you are with yourself and your situation, the more you'll see how much strength you actually possess. Lastly, resilience isn't a solitary journey. While much of the work is internal, having a support system is crucial. No one is meant to face challenges alone. Whether it's friends, family, or a community, the people you surround yourself with can provide support, encouragement, and perspective when you're struggling. Having people who believe in you can give you the strength to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. Resilience is about being able to rely on others when needed, knowing that you don't have to go through your struggles alone. So the next time you find yourself facing a challenge, remember that resilience is the key to getting through it. It's about staying mentally strong, adapting to change, learning from your experiences, and building the strength to keep going. Life may be tough, but you're tougher. Your resilience will not only help you survive, it will help you thrive. And when you get to the other side of this challenge, you'll be amazed at how much stronger and more capable you've become. Keep going. Your strength and resilience are your greatest assets, and they will carry you through. Fear and doubt are powerful emotions that can cripple us if we allow them to. They sneak in, often without warning, and hold us back from taking action. We become consumed with what-if scenarios, paralyzed by the uncertainty of the future. Fear tells us we're not enough, that we can't handle the challenge ahead, and that we should turn back. But the truth is, fear is a natural part of life, and it's something we all experience. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they manage fear and doubt. When fear shows up, it's easy to let it take control. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection. These fears can keep us from pursuing our dreams, or even trying something new. But here's the thing, fear doesn't have to control you. Just because you feel afraid, doesn't mean you have to be afraid. Fear is a signal, not a command. It tells you that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, that you're about to do something important. And in those moments, the best thing you can do is push through the fear, rather than letting it stop you. Doubt, too, is something that can hold us back. Self-doubt is a silent killer of progress. It makes us question our abilities, our decisions, and our worth. But self-doubt is a liar. It's the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough. It tells you that other people are more talented or more deserving. But the truth is, everyone experiences doubt. Even the most successful people, the ones who seem unshakable, have their moments of self-doubt. What separates them is that they don't let doubt define them. They acknowledge it, but they don't let it control their actions. One of the most powerful ways to overcome fear and doubt is to take action despite them. When we move forward, in spite of our fears, we gain confidence. We prove to ourselves that we can handle discomfort, that we can do hard things. Taking small steps every day towards what scares you can help you slowly build your confidence. The more you face your fears head on, the less control they will have over you. You'll find that fear doesn't go away completely, but it becomes less intimidating the more you confront it. Another way to overcome fear and doubt is to reframe your thinking. Instead of focusing on the worst-case scenario, focus on what's possible. Instead of thinking about how you might fail, think about what could happen if you succeed. The mind has a tendency to focus on the negative, but it's up to you to shift your perspective. Replace the thoughts of doubt with thoughts of possibility. Tell yourself that you can do this, that you have what it takes, that this challenge is an opportunity for growth. It's also important to remember that failure is not the end of the world. In fact, failure is often the greatest teacher. Many of the most successful people have failed countless times, but they didn't let those failures define them. Instead, they learned from them and used those lessons to grow. If you're afraid of failure, remember that it's just a stepping stone on the path to success. You can't succeed without first facing the possibility of failure. And if you do fail, it's not the end. It's simply an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again. Surrounding yourself with the right people can also help you overcome fear and doubt. When you have a strong support system, friends, family, mentors, who believe in you, it's easier to push through the tough times. These people can remind you of your strengths when you forget them, encourage you when you feel discouraged, and offer a different perspective when you're feeling overwhelmed. Never underestimate the power of community in overcoming fear. Another powerful tool in overcoming fear is visualization. When you visualize success, when you imagine yourself overcoming the challenge and achieving your goals, you start to believe it's possible. The brain doesn't always distinguish between real and imagined experiences, so by visualizing yourself succeeding, you're programming your mind for success. Take a few minutes every day to close your eyes and imagine yourself conquering your fears, handling the challenges with ease, and emerging victorious on the other side. Ultimately, the key to overcoming fear and doubt is self-belief. You have to trust yourself and your abilities. You have to know that no matter what happens, you are capable of handling it. You are stronger than you think, and you have the resources within you to succeed. Don't let fear dictate your life. Don't let doubt stop you from reaching for your dreams. Every time you face your fears and doubts, you become stronger, more confident, and more resilient. Keep pushing forward, and soon you'll realize that you've overcome the very things that once held you back. The fear and doubt will no longer control you. They will simply be stepping stones to your success. Resilience is a word that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? Resilience is the ability to bounce back after adversity, to get up after you've been knocked down, and to keep moving forward despite the difficulties you face. It's not about avoiding challenges, it's about facing them head on and continuing to push forward even when things get tough. In life, we all experience setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt, but resilience is what allows us to recover and come back stronger than before. There's a reason why resilient people tend to succeed in life. It's because they have developed an unwavering belief in their ability to persevere. When faced with obstacles, they don't give up or let circumstances dictate their outcome. Instead, they dig deep, tap into their inner strength, and keep going. They understand that setbacks are just temporary, and the key to overcoming them is persistence. No matter how hard the road gets, no matter how many times they fall, they always get back up. Persistence, much like resilience, is a vital quality that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. We live in a world where instant gratification is often the norm, and we expect things to happen quickly. But the truth is, success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and most importantly, persistence. You'll encounter obstacles along the way, but the key is to keep going, even when it feels like you're not making progress. When you keep showing up, even on the hard days, you build momentum, and that momentum will eventually carry you to your goals. One of the biggest challenges in developing resilience and persistence is managing the emotional toll that comes with setbacks. It's easy to feel discouraged when things aren't going your way, and it's natural to question whether all the effort is worth it. But resilience is not about avoiding negative emotions, it's about acknowledging them and continuing to move forward despite them. In fact, it's the ability to feel the pain and frustration and still choose to keep going that builds true strength. The most resilient people are not immune to emotions like sadness or disappointment, but they don't let those emotions control their actions. Instead, they use them as fuel to keep pushing forward. Persistence also requires patience. When you're in the middle of a struggle, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but the key is to trust the process. Know that even when it feels like nothing is changing, your efforts are slowly adding up. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are dreams. Every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to your destination. When you face setbacks, Remind yourself that this is just part of the journey. Trust that your hard work will eventually pay off, even if the results aren't immediately visible. To cultivate resilience, it's essential to focus on your mindset. A resilient person has a growth mindset. They believe that challenges are opportunities to learn and grow, not signs of failure. When faced with adversity, they don't see it as a reason to quit. They see it as a chance to improve. A growth mindset allows you to embrace challenges rather than fear them. Instead of viewing mistakes as failures, you see them as lessons that help you grow. This shift in perspective is what helps resilient people thrive in difficult situations. They don't let the fear of failure hold them back. They embrace it as part of the learning process. It's also important to build resilience by surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. No one becomes resilient in isolation. A support system is crucial for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you when you're feeling low, and who remind you of your strengths when you forget them. These people will help you stay grounded and focused on your goals, even when the road gets tough. They will be there to remind you that you're not alone in your struggles, and that together, you can overcome anything. Resilience and persistence also require self-care. When you're in the middle of a tough season, it's easy to neglect your physical and emotional needs. But self-care is essential for maintaining your energy and focus. Take time to rest, recharge, and nurture your mind, body, and soul. Resilience isn't just about pushing through. It's about knowing when to take a step back, recharge, and come back stronger. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it, and don't feel guilty for taking a break. You can't pour from an empty cup, so it's important to take care of yourself as you work through challenges. In moments of doubt, it's helpful to remember your why. Why are you doing this? What is driving you? Reconnecting with your purpose and your values can reignite your motivation and remind you of the bigger picture. When the going gets tough, remind yourself that you're working towards something meaningful. Your persistence will be fueled by your passion and belief in your purpose. This inner drive is what will help you stay resilient in the face of adversity and keep pushing forward, no matter how difficult the journey may be. At the end of the day, resilience and persistence are about refusing to give up. Life will throw challenges your way, and there will be times when you feel like you can't go on. But the key is to remember that this moment is temporary, and as long as you keep going, you will overcome it. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable, it's about being willing to bend, adapt, and keep moving forward. Persistence isn't about pushing through everything without pause, it's about showing up consistently, even on the days when you don't feel like it. You have the power to overcome any obstacle and come out stronger on the other side. The reward lies in your ability to keep going when everyone else gives up. Perseverance is one of the most powerful forces in life. It's the ability to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results, when the journey seems endless, or when it feels like you're not making progress. But the truth is, perseverance is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's not about avoiding challenges or having everything go your way. It's about pushing through despite the obstacles. When you have perseverance, you learn that the setbacks, failures, and disappointments you face are not permanent. They are simply temporary challenges that help you grow, learn, and ultimately become stronger. One of the keys to persevering through difficulties is believing in yourself. Self-belief is the foundation of resilience. When you believe in your abilities, your potential, and your capacity to overcome challenges, you create a mental framework that empowers you to keep going. It doesn't matter if the path is difficult, or if others doubt you. When you have faith in yourself, you're willing to take the next step, even when it feels uncertain. Belief in yourself fuels your perseverance, because it reminds you that you are capable of overcoming whatever comes your way. Self-belief isn't about being arrogant or assuming that everything will always work out without effort. It's about trusting that you have the strength to handle whatever life throws at you. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to fail and learn, rather than giving up after the first mistake. Failure is part of the process, and it doesn't define you. What defines you is your willingness to rise after each fall, to keep trying when things get tough, and to learn from the challenges that come your way. In moments when you feel discouraged, remind yourself of your past achievements. Think about the times you've faced adversity before, and how you came out stronger on the other side. Even if you've had moments of doubt, remember that you've overcome challenges in the past. You've made it through tough times, and you can do it again. This reflection on past successes is a powerful way to reignite your belief in yourself and your ability to persevere. Every challenge you've faced before is evidence of your strength and resilience. The more you acknowledge your past victories, the more you reinforce your self-belief. Perseverance is also closely linked to the concept of patience. In today's fast-paced world, we're used to getting things quickly. We want instant results and immediate gratification. But the reality is that success takes time, and achieving your goals requires patience. The key is to stay focused on the process, rather than rushing to the outcome. By trusting the journey and being patient with your progress, you allow yourself the space to grow, improve, and eventually reach your destination. One of the biggest obstacles to perseverance is self-doubt. It's easy to let negative thoughts creep in when things aren't going your way. You might start questioning your abilities, wondering if you're good enough, or doubting whether your efforts are even worth it. These negative thoughts can be incredibly powerful, but they don't define you. The important thing is to recognize when you're experiencing self-doubt, and to counter it with positive affirmations and reminders of your worth. Instead of focusing on what you haven't achieved yet, shift your focus to the progress you've made and the strengths you possess. Trust that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do, and let that belief guide you through moments of doubt. Another key to perseverance is learning to control your emotions. When life throws challenges your way, it's easy to get overwhelmed by frustration, anger, or fear. These emotions can cloud your judgment and make it harder to stay focused on your goals. However, when you develop emotional resilience, you're able to acknowledge these emotions without letting them control your actions. It's about accepting that negative emotions are a natural part of the process, but not allowing them to dictate your behavior. Instead, you learn how to channel those emotions into fuel for perseverance. When you feel frustrated, use that energy to keep going. When you feel afraid, let that fear motivate you to prove yourself wrong. Success rarely happens in a straight line. There will be ups and downs, moments of progress followed by setbacks. Perseverance is the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when the road gets bumpy. The key is to maintain a long-term perspective and understand that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. When you hit a roadblock, instead of seeing it as a failure, view it as a lesson. Each setback provides valuable insight that helps you improve your approach and move closer to your goal. Perseverance is about understanding that progress doesn't always look linear. It's a series of peaks and valleys that eventually lead to success. Perseverance also requires a deep sense of purpose. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to keep going, even when things get tough. A strong sense of purpose gives you direction and motivation, and it helps you stay focused on your end goal. It's important to remind yourself of why you're pursuing your dreams and what you hope to achieve. When you reconnect with your purpose, it reignites your passion and drive, which makes it easier to persevere through challenges. One of the greatest gifts of perseverance is the sense of pride and fulfillment you get from achieving something despite the odds. When you reach your goal after putting in the effort, facing setbacks and pushing through difficult moments, the satisfaction is unparalleled. You realize that the struggles were not in vain, that the hard work and persistence were worth it. That feeling of accomplishment is what makes the journey so rewarding. Perseverance is not just about enduring hardships. It's about choosing to keep going despite the challenges. It's about showing up, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about believing in yourself and trusting the process. When you persevere, you don't just reach your goals, you become a stronger, more resilient person. You develop the mental toughness needed to handle whatever life throws at you. And when you look back on the journey, you'll realize that the struggles were not obstacles. They were the very things that helped shape you into the person you are today. In the end, perseverance is not about avoiding pain or discomfort. It's about learning how to navigate through it and come out stronger on the other side. It's about understanding that the path to success is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The next time you face a challenge, remember that you have the power to persevere. Don't let the fear of failure or the difficulties along the way stop you. Keep going, keep believing, and keep pushing forward. The rewards will come, and you will prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. In the end, perseverance is the true key to success. It's the ability to push forward when everything inside you tells you to stop. The most successful people are not those who've had the smoothest journeys or who've avoided failure. Instead, they are the ones who have weathered the toughest storms, faced unimaginable challenges, and refused to give up. They have learned to embrace every setback as an opportunity to grow, knowing that it is not the challenges that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. The reward for perseverance is not just achieving your goal, but also the transformation that happens along the way. With every obstacle you face, you gain strength, resilience, and a deeper understanding of your own potential. You learn more about yourself and what you are truly capable of, and that knowledge becomes a source of inner strength that propels you forward. Your journey becomes a testament to your own perseverance, and the pride and fulfillment you experience from overcoming adversity are far greater than any material success could ever bring. So, as you move forward in life, remember that challenges and pain are inevitable, but they are not permanent. Your perseverance will carry you through. And if you keep going, if you keep showing up, the end result will be worth every moment of hardship. Keep fighting for your dreams, for your peace, and for your future. Never forget that you are stronger than you think, and you have the power to rise above any obstacle. The path may not always be easy, but if you persevere, you will emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. When you look back, you won't see a life defined by struggle, but one that was shaped by the strength you found within yourself. And when you stand at the finish line, you'll realize that the greatest victory was not in the destination, but in the courage, determination and resilience you displayed throughout the journey. So keep going. The reward is waiting for you,